Benidorm's Barbary sheep. Tim drops his towel on the sun lounger, grabs his rucksack and rifle and heads off into the Spanish mountains. Plus we're tackling our own tough terrain. I'm in the Highlands of Scotland after a trophy red stag. We've got news, we've got hunting YouTube, and we have the results of the Seek Thermal competition. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. This is a Barbary sheep. Bit further. That's about right. They inhabit the mountainous terrain in southern Spain, and we need to get a little closer before we can get the red dot on one.
It is a real mountain hand. Look the landscape, even more than chamois and even more than ibex.
We are just a few kilometres above the infamous Benidorm and just an hour and a bit from Alicante. It's perfect for holidaymakers wanting a hunting excursion before heading back to the beach for paella. Tim is after a mature female Barbary sheep courtesy of outfitters Spanish Hunters.
It's very hard to actually distinguish between a male and a female.
Yeah.
So what are the main things you've got to look at?
Yeah, if the male is young, it is like a female. Then you have to
So it's the same. So both are light brown.
It is the same skin
okay.
and almost the same horn.
Uh-huh.
Then you have to be careful and look at the balls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but if the male it is old, there is all that thin in the back. The skin it is darker.
Darker and longer mane.
Yeah.
And more on its forelegs as well.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
it.
And obviously the horns are a lot bigger.
And the horn it is like that.
A lot more bigger ridges on it as well.
Yeah.
Is that right?
These animals originate in North Africa and have spread through eastern Spain. However, their status has just been undermined by the Spanish government. Now it's open season.
We have the traditional properties for hunting, but there are other areas where there is no hunting pressure. Then the government gives special permits for eradicate the animal from these areas. That means that there is no season for the Barbery. There is all the year you can shoot no matter what. Females, young males and all males. This is for hunting. This is not really good because there is no selection. Hunting it is not only shooting.
For this hunt, Tim is using a Sauer 404 in 308 and his kit of choice is Harkila. Our guide spots sheep very early, but they're on the move. They're not as fleet of foot as mouflon, but they certainly make mountain climbing look easy. We, on the other hand, are struggling. The rock is loose and the vegetation is really sharp.
This terrain is so unforgiving. Everything is prickly, really prickly. And no matter how thick your trousers are, it goes through your trousers. There's a lot of scree slopes here. And it's just very hard to actually go across the slopes and find that get on the beast. We're making so much noise. I think it's probably getting up to 25 degrees at the moment. I think forecasted to be 35 a bit later on. So we're just trying to get onto a beast before it gets too hot. If it gets too hot, the beast is go undercover and we never see him until about 6 o'clock tonight. But that's what it's all about, really. It's a bit of adventure for us. So this is a great experience. So got round the corner there. There's a mob of about 30 sheep around the corner. So we just want to work our way around and come down on them hopefully. So, but it's tough. Trying to wait for the beast to turn sideways. They're looking at us at the moment. I'm not at all comfortable, so it's I'm just shaking quite a bit. But I can't really go anywhere else at the moment. It's very much a waiting game now. The wind's blowing straight at me. About 110 metres away. So it's basically where I aim the reticles, where the bullet's going to go. That top one's a male. So we've got some rethink here.
By 10 AM it's time to get off the rock face. Spain is in the middle of a drought, and after that hunt, so are we.
Fernando, just been walking up through the rocks here, and we came across this. This is fascinating. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, this is one of the other ways to shoot partridges, wild partridges. I mean, the hunter is going to be there, and they put here one domestic partridge in one box, and the partridges start calling the other males. I mean, it is in the rutting season of partridges. Then all the males around the area start coming because they are attracted by the call of the bird that is in the case, in the box.
So whereabouts do you put the box?
The box, you put the box here. That is a box like that. Then the bird is inside. Then it start making noise. It is like.
Do that again. Yeah. Okay.
It is something like that.
That sounds like
Then
a partridge.
Yeah. Well, it is not.
Do that again. Do that again. Go on.
It is.
Oh, brilliant.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Then they start calling, and
Yeah.
most of the males arrive to the area.
Okay.
And usually it is here. Then they put the gun here, and they shot.
They put the shotgun. They put the
Yeah, the shotgun.
the shotgun through there.
Yeah.
Day 2 and we're joined by Fernando's cousin. Tim will have the first opportunity, but if there's another, a second animal will be taken. This time there's a lot less climbing as the animals are across the ridge from us.
You might turn a bit first. One on the right. On the right.
This is a hardy animal and the 308 hits it hard. Another shot presents itself and Fernando's cousin also gets a mature female.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You still hit them through the shoulders.
Yeah.
They're still what, around 50, 70 metres. Tough animals, aren't they?
Yeah.
Really tough.
Really tough.
Thank you.
Really tough.
Very, very tough. Very tough.
Look at this.
Looks beautiful. The thing is, with a 308, is it's lost quite a bit of recoil. So there's a bit of muzzle blast, and the position I was shooting off the rucksack wasn't ideal. So as soon as I pulled the trigger and the shot went off, I lost sight picture. So suddenly I've got no idea if I've hit it or not. So you think, oh God. So you rely on your guys to actually just say, it looked like a good shot, but you just shot off down the hill. But sometimes you just don't know, and that's why we've got to be so careful. But these guys felt sure it was actually a good shot, so fortunately. But it's always slightly worrying. But we had to come through the bush here with the rifle loaded just in case it wasn't actually dead, but it was. So I'm really pleased about that. 8 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it is not as easy to calculate like
No.
the ibex.
Yeah.
And you can see the.
Yes, they're all
here.
in there. Yes, yeah.
But with 6 arrives here, and when there is 6, that starts this black tail and so on.
Yes.
For the males, we shot always from 60 centimeters to 70, 75.
Okay.
For the males.
Yes, for the males. Okay. So females are about 45 centimeters, 16,
Yes.
18 inches.
Very, very beautiful.
Yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. And the mane goes all the way down to here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more on the forelegs.
Looks like the impala.
Yes.
Over at the second animal, the bullet has been retrieved.
Fernando's cousin's just shot a 7-year-old ewe, and he shot it through the shoulder. So the bullet came through the shoulder, went straight through the body cavity, and it was actually lodged in the skin on the other side of the beast. He was shooting with a 708, I think, by the sounds of it, probably about 140 grain bullet. And we've got the bullet. We'd actually found it, and it's probably retained. I would say, guessing at this, probably about 80% of its weight. So it's quite a heavy penetrative bullet. I've got no idea what bullet it is. I don't really know, but it just shows you basically two things: is how important to have a bullet which can penetrate a beast, and secondly, how tough a Barbary sheep is. They do take some knocking down sometimes. So it's quite interesting just to see. Just dig the bullet out of the animal and just have a look at it. It tells you an awful lot about basically the ammunition, your placement, and the path it goes through the beast. So it's just an interesting thing just to notice.
The Barbary sheep is a tough beast which comes from living in a tough environment. If you want to hunt Barbary sheep in Spain in tough terrain, contact Fernando by visiting SpanishHunters.com. Thank you, Tim, and thank you, Fernando and Spanish Hunters. They really do go the extra mile. Fantastic as always. Now, someone who doesn't even go the extra strong mint, it's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. The British Environment Secretary says she's planning a vote to repeal the ban on hunting with hounds. Andrea Leadsom says she wants to hold a free vote on the issue before the next election. One of the last remaining sensible columnists in a British national newspaper has been sacked. Robin Page continues his work in his own blog at skylarkwarrior.wordpress.com, and you can see our film about him here. Thanks to Dick Taylor for suggesting we promote the link. The Ripon Challenge at West London Shooting School is going strong. Here is William Aldis scoring 24 in under a minute, posted on Facebook. In the 19th century, the Marquis of Ripon claims he shot 28 pheasants in under a minute on a drive at Sandringham. These are just clay pigeons. Prize for the best triple gun shot is 1,000 guineas. For more, watch our film about the challenge. A group of Scottish wildfowlers has found an unusual way to win a permit from the council to continue shooting. Wildfowlers in Findhorn Bay lost the support of shooting organisation Basque during their negotiations with the council and local Antis. The wildfowlers, the Antis and the council came to an agreement, but Basque refuses to support it. Now the wildfowlers are set up as the Findhorn Wildfowling and Conservation Association, affiliated to the Scottish Association for Country Sports instead of Basque. For more, search for Findhorn Fowlers on Facebook. Two men are about to leave on a walk that commemorates the centenary of the First World War. Dressed in Edwardian hunting and shooting kit, Richard Walton and John Kavanagh are walking 100 kilometres in 3 days, from the Somme battlefield to the Menin Gate, in memory of the Fieldsports employees and enthusiasts who served. They're raising money for the Army Benevolent Fund. The European Union has thrown its weight behind elephant hunting in Africa. Ahead of the CITES 17th Conference of Parties to be held in South Africa next week, EU Head of Delegation to Zimbabwe Ambassador Philippe Van Dam said that the European Union supported sustainable trade in ivory that benefited communities. Antis have been pushing for elephants and lions to be uplisted to species threatened with extinction, which would effectively ban EU citizens from going to Africa to hunt them. There's a new all-woman anti-poaching unit in South Africa. This stylish film from Prince William's charity United for Wildlife shows off the Black Mamba anti-poaching unit, which doesn't just catch poachers, but also educates communities that live near wildlife. And finally, Donald Trump has pledged to protect hunting and fishing in a new ad.
Get out and vote and be a part of bringing back traditional American values.
In the commercial, the US presidential candidate's son Donald Jr. and others talk about hunting and how the American left wing's war on guns could stifle shooting sports. You are up to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David. Now, a few weeks ago, we ran a competition for a Seek thermal camera like this one. It plugs into your iPhone or your Android device, turns it into a thermal camera. If you're the kind of person who spends £200 on a stocking filler, this could be the thing for you. And I've got all the entries here on my mobile phone in a special spreadsheet. Oh yes. And I'm going to scroll up and down like that and choose one completely at random like this. And it is John Anthistle, who has got an iPhone and he entered on Facebook. Well, John, we're going to get in touch with you and one of these will be heading out to you shortly. Now for one of the UK's great hunting experiences, we're stalking stags in Scotland. Scottish deer stalker Jimmy Gibb has one happy client in the bag. Now he has to get another. A team from gunmaker Browning is stalking in the Highlands and Gianni Machete has just shot this nice hill stag on the Balmacaan estate in Inverness-shire. Gianni's colleagues Martin Bouquet and Lionel Nerville are out next. We leave the comfortable lodge in 2 Argo cats. Jimmy takes Martin in his and Jimmy divides up the stalking when we get to the top of the hill.
We'll use this road and out the middle of there. We'll have this side and the others will have this side.
Okay.
And that way we don't interfere with each other.
Balmacaan offers 20,000 acres of hill stalking to the west of Loch Ness. You may have heard the word Balmacaan if you're in the rag trade. Once the seat of the Grant family, the estate gives its name to a woolen coat. Jimmy is suffering from stalker's fear. Stalker's fear is a terrible affliction that has about half of the UK's professional stalkers saying how unlikely it is that the client will even see a deer, let alone shoot one. The other half of the UK stalkers suffer from stalker's hope, which has them telling clients that they could walk for miles on the backs of deer. There are so many of them. The result is usually halfway between the two, but today Jimmy is right to be fearful. We spot a group of deer about 2 miles away. Something makes them move off. Jimmy glasses the hill and soon spots the problem. Pony trekkers. Right to roam in Scotland means ramblers clear large areas of the hill of deer, and stalkers have to cope with that. But pony trekkers, that's taking the mickey. Back at the Argo Cat, Jimmy gives his view.
We came round to stalk onto this face. The deer had already moved from where they were when we saw them originally. We couldn't work out why, after sitting here spying the deer, that they were sort of quite nervous and not settled at all. Out on the left hand side here there was 4 or 5 horses, I think, walked up the ridge onto the top of the skyline. The deer saw them and took off, and that cleared the whole of this area in front of us.
Best not to show Jimmy's face, his countenance is too terrible. Of the 20,000 acres on Balmacaan, the pony trekkers sticking to the ridges have spooked the deer on around 8,000 acres. Martin takes a philosophical view.
Stay calm and relax.
There is only one small area left for Jimmy to look, and it's a big roll of the dice. He knows the hinds are gathering there in advance of the rut, but his only hope of a stag is one of those old ones who know the rut is coming and start hanging around the hinds early, like a flasher outside a nunnery. Jimmy finds the hinds, and they're looking spooky on the side of the hill. He also finds a stag. To get within 200 yards, he's going to have to move the hinds and hope he doesn't move the stag. Martin takes up the story.
Okay, we only saw some hinds and we thought it was a bad day. But we saw a stag hidden behind a rock. And there, our friend Jimmy says, said we need to go for this one. So we took around all the hills to have the perfect shot and the perfect position to have a clear shot. We had a beautiful beast, we had a beautiful atmosphere, ambiance and landscapes. So I think it's in my mind, and it's one of my top 3 of the best things that happened in my life.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why, if you have never tried deer stalking, you should. Martin's animal is a particularly lovely 14-pointer, aged 13 years old. Its teeth ground down, it would probably not have survived another winter. And you can do this too. To go stalking at Balmacaan, contact Lackey Smith at Highland Sporting. Browning's website is browning.eu.
Wow, what a beast. And the stag's not bad either.
Thank you to the Browning guys for coming, and to Lackey Smith for putting on a fabulous show in the Highlands of Scotland there. And from the Highlands of Scotland to the wider world of hunting and shooting on YouTube, it is Hunting YouTube. This is Hunting YouTube, which aims to show the best hunting and shooting videos that YouTube has to offer. Capriolas Club has just won a long-term lease for stalking at Epping Forest, 40 minutes from the City of London, and you can find out about that at capriolasclub.co.uk. But more importantly, it has released its latest film, Stalking Fallow Bucks there. From London to Romania, and the latest from Hunters Video. Franz Albrecht Oettingen Spielberg and Duncan Fraser are after stags in the Carpathian Mountains during the rut. German channel Waffenland TV has a Browning Maral 3006 and is calling in red stags, also during the rut. It's a popular rifle on YouTube, as Browning itself releases its Alberto Rizzini series featuring the Maral. Duck shooting seasons are opening all over the Northern Hemisphere, and here is one from the Midwest of the USA. This is episode 1 of Freelance Duck Hunting's new Duck Hunt series, and it is the 2016 Teal opener. A reminder about the Wild Boar shooting series on the Hunting Unlimited channel, which has now reached episode 6. Get over the deep American voice of the presenter. They are out with a party of Danish hunters in the Stara Planina forests between Bulgaria and Serbia. Staying with pigs, there is a coming together of New Zealand YouTube channels in this film. The Wild Places Wild Game channel is hunting hogs, fishing, rescuing YouTuber Josh James Kiwi Bushman, and all set to music by the Clay Tall Stories channel. Also in New Zealand, Dog Box Productions are tar hunting. They are in South Westland chasing bull tars and chamois bucks. And finally, Danish Humour. This film on the Nat Holder channel pokes fun at antis and shooters alike with Panda Hunting Club Denmark. It is from Anders Breinholt's comedy show on Denmark's TV2, and you don't have to speak Danish to understand it. That's it for this week. If you have a YouTube film you would like us to pop into the weekly top 8, send it in via YouTube or email me the link, charlie@fieldsportschannel.tv. Now, a really good one to watch is our airgun show Airheads, where Roger Late is shooting HFT in Poland. And it's the first time that rules and regulations of the HFT Masters have been adopted by another competition. Not everything goes to plan. There are gun issues, airport cock-ups, but Team England makes some waves at this professionally run event. And Jamie is after rabbits in a horse paddock. Click on the link on the screen to watch it. If you haven't done so already, pop over to our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, or pop your email address into our register page, and we'll contact you about our show. It's at 7 PM UK time every Wednesday, and it is one of many shows we have on offer here on Fieldsports Channel. And this has been Fieldsports Britain. Any of the kit you want to know about from this week's show, have a look at the description below. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.